just now Meherchand told that I must speak something about Mantravadi Sri Ramurti of Guntur. See, you may be confused with these Murtis. Murti is a very common name in particularly in Telugu people. Mantravadi Sri Ramurti, R. Suryanarayana Murti, and Dr. G.S.L. Murti. There are several Murtis, but mainly I am concerned with two people. One is Rentala Swaminamurti, that is R.S.N. Murti, who was instrumental in bringing everybody in Nizamabad and all these surrounding areas. It's a very, the 3-4 district people into Baba's fold. Then another friend of mine, I can't say he's a friend of mine, he's a guide. He was much older to me and a very loving person. His name is Mantravadi Sri Ramurti. He's another Murti. But this man is, Mantravadi Sri Ramurti is from Guntur. So I met him in Guntur, and his influence on my life is something I can never erase that. He continues to influence me even today by his wonderful life of total surrender and silent love for the Lord. He was a painter. He had, I mean, we have several Baba, what you call portraits. And he was a very good photographer. I don't know whether I can get that photo. Oh, good. Okay. If possible, I'll show you that photo also. He has taken about 400 to 500 photographs. When Baba gave darshan in Pune in 1965. So that is another story. That is about his, he was also a very good writer. In Telugu, in Sanskrit, he was well versed. And he wrote from the depths of his heart. When we remember his songs, when we sing his songs, my heart, it becomes full. So I'll with my grandchildren, I'll sing a song which was created by him. Come on. Come. So these two people will join me because I am not. Mummy, so we sing a song written by him. Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Say Jai Baba.
Jai
Baba. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. शीतल चरणं कोमल चरणं मधुर चरणं मेहरु चरणं शीतल चरणं कोमल चरणं मधुर चरणं मेहरु चरणं मेहरु चरणं परम चरणं मेहरु चरणं परम चरणं पापहरणं भवतरणं पापहरणं भवतरणं शीतल चरणं कोमल चरणं मधुर चरणं मेहरु चरणं चरणास्मरणं ज्ञानस्फुरणं चरणास्मरणं ज्ञानस्फुरणं मायामरणं जागरणं मायामरणं जागरणं शीतल चरणं कोमल चरणं मधुर चरणं मेहरु चरणं. Sweet are Baba's lotus feet. If you remember those divine feet, the illusion of which we are all captives that will be destroyed, and you will see light in your life. That is something like that translation. He was a very good poet, and he was a very kind-hearted man, and he's just like a father to me. So I told you we live in Nizamabad. I was brought up in Nizamabad. I studied in Nizamabad, and when I got employment in my Canara Bank, after maybe 9 years, I was transferred from this place to Guntur. I was very unwilling to go to Guntur, but R.S.N. Murthy, as you told, he would in each and everything he had a say in my life. So he said, "What man? Baba sends you there for his work. Good." So I had to uh, obey his orders. I can say that it was his order. So it was what you call. I never left Nizamabad. I never went beyond Hyderabad. But this is a place far away from my place. And I was, see, those were the, I can't say whether it was good or bad. We were not, I mean, very adventurous people. We always like to live in a place where we live. That is how we were brought up. And I was very anxious and very worried how Guntur will be. So I never knew that the man who is going to I mean, be a friend all my life would be by my side in the bus in which I was traveling. I was going to the first time, and I was literally very sad, and my heart was, because I left Nizamabad, I left R.S.N. Murthy and all Baba people. I'm going to uh, a new place where what whether I will have Baba's atmosphere there. And as luck would have it, uh, I mean, I cannot believe my own fortune. So the person who was just sitting next to me in that bus was this Sri Ramurthy. And he remained my friend all my life. He traveled for the first time with me to Guntur, which was a new place for me. So, so after going to Guntur, when I visited Meher Baba Center, but I saw that Baba's badge on his person. He was having a Baba's badge. I greeted him, said, I'm also Baba lover. I'm very happy to be with you. So he's excellent, but he did not speak much. And then when I settled down in Guntur, Guntur is the place where Baba gave his darshan in 1954 on February 21st. So while Guntur is a little interior, Vijayawada is the main place. From Vijayawada, we go to Elur, Rajahmundry, and all other places. Guntur is sideways, about 30 kilometers from Vijayawada. Baba came to Guntur on February 21st, gave Mass Darshan. He visited so many places, Omkareshwar temple, then now I am forgetting Ram's Mandir. There is a very big temple in Ram, in the name of Rama, and Shirdi Sai Baba's Mandir. So many places Baba visited. Baba gave darshan, and while returning to Vijayawada for his onward journey, he stopped where the present center is there, where Guntur center is there. It is away from Guntur, about main city. It is about 5 kilometers. Now it is everything is, I mean, it is very much in town only. But at that time, it was a far off place. So Baba stopped his car there and made some gestures. People did not understand what he was telling, but this was one thing people remembered, that he stopped there and made some gestures pointing to the place where Baba's center has come up now. And that is, it is almost in 1971. Baba gave his darshan in 54. In 1971, the center work started, and it was for a long time. It was for want of money. It was not for it was not complete for a long time from 1971 to 1980. In 1980, it was complete, and then Baba's secretary Adi Kirani, he came to Guntur for the opening. First March, 2nd March in Guntur in 1980, and it was a wonderful program there. And when he was, he was scheduled to go back to Ahmednagar, that is Mehrabad, on 4th. So 4th morning, I and one of my friends, Mr. Kashnath Pawar, we both went to his hotel where he was staying, and we wanted to take him to railway station. So when we reached that place, he had a heart attack, and there were not many people. I was there, Kashnath Pawar was there, Robert Dreyfus and Jock Small, and Steve Barry. I can't remember exactly his name, maybe Steve Barry. So five of us was there. So they tried mouth-to-mouth respiration for some time. Then it was no use. Then even I also tried mouth-to-mouth respiration for some time. Then they said that we have to carry him to hospital. And when we were carrying him down, I was holding his head and the upper part, and others were holding other sides, and he died. So that is a touching story, of course, because I have so many things to tell. I don't know whether I'll be properly able to put it into all that. But so that was very shocking, and we were very sad. And Sri Ramurthy has written an arti in his memory. I will also recite a small part of it. Mehera Manohara Manija Sahodara, Mehera Manohara Manija Sahodara, Arati Gonara Adi Guru Mamu, Arati Gonara Adi Guru. Adi Gurudavu, Adi Gurudavu, Adi Shaktivi Avatarudavu, Mehera Manohara Manija Sahodara, Arati Gunara Adi Guru. Yes, because Adi died in Guntur, in what you call as a sort of what you call gratitude to him. He wrote this song where he tells, Meher Baba, you are the Adi Guru. Adi Guru means first Guru. It also means that you are the Guru of Adi, your disciple. You are Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti means the primal force, which is cause of everything. So before Mantravadi Sri Ramurthy came to Baba, he used to, he was a devotee of Adi Shakti. So that is how both the things are included. Okay, now I'll tell something about Mantravadi Sri Ramurthy. Mantravadi Sri Ramurthy was very handsome. He was in films. He was an actor, highly paid actor. And he was in Chennai, Madras. Those days they called it Madras. So he was in very good position. So everything was there. But suddenly he had some spiritual experience and he left the field, which was all women bed of roses. There was money, car was there, everything was there. But he was so, the spiritual experience was so powerful that he lost his mental balance. He forgot everything. He only remembered, he became like a madman, and he would walk on the roads not minding the traffic. So many cars would pass him. Somehow he survived those difficult days in Madras. And when the plight was informed to his father was also alive at the time. So he brought him back and they stayed in Guntur. And then, as you know, when when somebody like Meher Baba comes into your life, all your comfort will be you lose everything that you have, because it is said that Krishna says that those whom I love, I will make them fakirs, naked. You don't have anything. So he became like that, and he lived in the house of his brother MBG Shastri. He's also another Baba lover. So there he lived, and we had a center in that house also. So I would daily meet him, and he would share his experiences regarding his life. So one experience I would like to share with you. So this man, he was a devotee of Adi Parashakti. That is, we call Amma, we call mother. So he used to sincerely pray. Then what happened? His younger brother MBG Shastri, he came into Baba's contact, and he told Mantra Sri Ramurti that the same Adi Shakti is now Meher Baba. But this man said, okay, maybe. He was not very particular about that. He said, I am happy with my mother. So he would always think of mother and spend his time. And he was not earning anything. And whatever his children or his brother would give, they will live with that. So, but he was a very good photographer, par excellence. I can say that I have not seen such a photographer. He has taken about 400 to 500 photographs when Baba was giving his darshan in Pune in that is May 1st to 4th May in 1965. So particularly in Pune center also he had taken so many photographs. So all these photographs, they reveal that he was a great photographer. And it's a very big photo. I cannot bring it here, otherwise I would have shown that. Can we take this for a while? I'll show you that picture if you all permit me. Ganesh?
Yes, please. You can please show us. Yeah. Yes.
This.
Wow. Beautiful. Wow. Very beautiful photograph.
I tell you, there are hundreds of photographs like that. So, one thing about these photographs I would like to tell you. See,
Yeah. We can hear you. It's fine.
But am I visible to you?
Yeah. You are visible.
Okay. So, what I was telling, yes, he had so many negatives, and I told you he was not having much money, and so many 300, at least 300 to 400 negatives were with him, all Baba pictures. So the man whom, what is his name? Lawrence? No, I just forgot. He's an American who collected all Baba's photos. And
Lawrence Writer.
Yeah.
Lawrence Writer.
Lawrence Writer. He came to know that he had hundreds of photographs. So he came to Guntur all the way maybe from Meherabad, or I don't know. And he poured some dollars. $1 is something like I don't know, 60 or 70 rupees. So many dollars he poured, and he said, take this and give me those negatives. And he was in a very bad shape. He needed money very badly. But he said, no, this is my life. I would like to part with my life, but I cannot give this negatives. That is my only, what you call, position, and this will remain with me. So it was like that. So when he was, I mean, at that time also he was aged, but in 2001, I told him that you are growing old. Now we have to do something about these pictures. I said, if you want to exploit them, then you require a lot of money, and we don't have money. What we'll do? He was very sad, but he said, all right, now that you say that it is time, but we have to do something about the photographs, the negatives. So he decided to give all the negatives to trust. So myself and he, we all traveled to Mehrabad and gave it to the trust. The trust people, they have those, they said, I don't know, there are some technical terms I don't understand, but some copies were given to him. And they wanted whether we want any rights on that. He said, no, we don't want any rights. If Baba wants, the money will come to Guntur Center. He was also responsible for Guntur Center. So if some money comes to Guntur Center, that will be all right. So that is in nutshell about his nature. Now, what happened with him when he saw Baba for the first time, that I am going to describe. So in 1965, there was a huge, what you call, enthusiasm among Baba people that they are going to see Baba after a very long time, public darshan. So there was a good number of, people who wanted to see Baba in in Pune that summer. So a special bogie was arranged from Guntur. There were so many people. So this man, he had taken so many photographs of Baba, Baba gatherings, not Meher Baba, Baba gatherings. So he made an album of programs in Guntur, and he took that album along with him to Pune. So somehow he got an opportunity to place the album on Baba's feet, and he unwittingly kept the heavy, album on Baba's feet. Then he repented, oh, I have done a mistake. It is such a heavy one that Baba's delicate feet may be hurt. So he apologized and he took it out. So that is one thing. Second thing, his brother, he wanted that he should take Baba's photographs throughout the darshan program. So every lover from Guntur would go to see Baba and he will take a snap. So many snaps he had taken. And invariably in each one, Baba was very prominent, very beautiful. So that was his technique. Just now you have seen one photograph. This Baba was making some sign and he was so, what you call, fast, and he took that beautiful photograph. It is in midway, Baba was making some sign and he had taken that photograph. So like that, there are so many photos. So while taking so many photographs, what he did, he went behind Baba's chair. He had to climb this stage and he went to take Baba's photograph from behind. So when he was climbing, Francis was there, Francis Brahmajan, who said, who permitted you to come here? So he says, Baba has permitted. In Baba's own presence, he says, Baba was silent. He was mischievously looking at him. And he said, Baba has permitted. So then he was allowed to go behind Baba's back. So now he has focused Baba's head and he had such a big camera, old time cameras. We don't have now those cameras, such a big camera. So he was holding that and he was focusing Baba's person, Baba's head. Then suddenly what happens, the deity of which he was very, very fond, the Adi, what you call Adi Shakti. So she appeared there. She had a very long, what you call uh, tail, what you call jada name antare manaku telidu. So the Baba, you
Ponytail.
know Baba, huh?
Ponytail.
Yeah,
Ponytail.
huh?
Ponytail.
Tail.
Hair. Ponytail. Yes.
Not ponytail, it is tail.
Uh,
They arrange in a particular
Plate,
way.
plate అంటానండి plate
Plate.
plato
So,
plate
okay,
plate.
what you,
It's the braiding of the hair.
yeah. So whatever it is. So Baba used to have that money and mera. Many times we see that he was that was doing. So that was there. Baba's what do you say? I'm really not able to repeat it, but that was there. So he had a flower in that also. So now what he sees in the camera, that Adi Shakti's long hair and the flower in that, and Baba was looking like a lady, and he fell almost unconscious on the wall, and he was not able to, stand properly. He somehow again gathered himself and looked at him out of the, not to the camera, but he saw that Baba was there. Then again he focuses, and again he finds the same, the deity for whom he was very fond, and he was very anxious to see her. So he has seen that, and with that, his life changed, and he became Baba's man through thick and thin. He lived for Baba. He never complained about anything. I should not tell, but that is what has happened. I was a regular visitor to their house. Every day I would go to him. While going to bank and while returning from bank, I'll spend sometimes hours, sometimes even beyond midnight also. But he never given, I could never gather that they were eating only one time. Because there was no money, they fasted. That was his way. For 6 months, I never knew. After 6 months, I noticed that somehow it struck me that these people are starving. He never, shared his difficulties with anybody. So what should I say? It was 14 years companionship. And after that also, he would always, whenever it is possible, he would come to me to Nizamabad. And whenever it was possible for me, I would go to him at Guntur, at Hyderabad, wherever he was there. And in 2011, he had Baba's Darshan at Amar Tithi program, 2nd February. He was to return, and he came to I was stores in charge. Generally I work in the stores, Amar Tithi stores. So he came to me, embraced me, and he said, "This is the day I was looking for," because when everybody was asked to leave immediately, he was the only person to prostrate full length in Baba's Samadhi and kiss him and spend some time when there was huge rush. The volunteers allowed him for reasons, I don't know, whatever reasons. So this was the best day I could ever think. And he said, "Now I am leaving," and he met with an accident, and that night he died. So that is the story. See, we cannot express how how dear he was, how loving he was, how truthful he was. See, one important thing was that Guntur Center, it was built by one Mr. N.V. Ramanaya with his own money. And as it happens with all Baba lovers, whenever something is going on, Baba will make you bankrupt. There is no money. He became sick. He had brain TB, and he could not even write a will that this. And it is a huge center. It is in about 1 acre, and such a 70 into 42, 70 feet long and 42 feet wide. So such a beautiful center. German architect was the architect who made the plan and all that. But all that was stopped midway. And from 1971, the whole work was stopped. And in 1980, it was complete. And it was inaugurated by Adi. All that was there. But there was no record in these things that this property belongs to Meher Baba Center. So his sons, they claimed the property. So Mantravadi Sriramurthy was the man who was responsible without any paper, documentary evidence. He won the case for Baba, fighting for about 10 years. Without all this without penny. So this is about Sriramurthy. Now I'll go back to R.S.N. Murthy. So have you time? I think it's
Yeah, time is not a problem. So you can take how much over time you require. No limits to the time. As long as you wish to go. Yeah.
So now I'll come to R.S.N. Murthy. See, I told you that he was living in Srirangapatnam, and he came into Baba's contact in 1953, and then he had decided on when he was having Baba's darshan for the first time in Rajahmundry itself that his life belonged to him. So he literally lived that. So soon after 1955, there was another sahas in 1958. In this time, Baba allowed women also. So all his family members and also some villagers, they were with him. So I will tell you two important stories connecting this 1958 sahas. So first was his wife's, R.S.N. Murthy's wife's name was Lakshmi Bai. So she was for a long time in Bombay, and she spoke Marathi very well, and she was a very good speaker also. She would address gatherings here in Nizamabad for ladies. So that was the about her I am going to tell you. So when all people came, see, the ladies, they were permitted to take Baba's darshan. So when her turn came, this woman, she put her head on Baba's feet and became unconscious. And she was lying there. And Baba was, he was a very good actor. He made, oh, what is this? Who is this lady and all that. And somehow people told that that man is there on the corner. R.S.N. Murthy was far away from Baba. So some word reached that he's there. So Baba called him. So he came. So he asks, who is she? He says, she's my wife. Oh, how many children do you have? No issues. No issues? Then Baba says, I'll give you children. So they accept that. And in course of time, when they went back, she became what you call pregnant, and she gave birth to a girl child. Her name was Meherwani. So when he was, I think 4 or 5 months or 6 months older, she fell seriously ill. And the doctors told that she is not going to survive. So this was the only child, and it was Baba's prasad, and this is going to die. But this man, he was a man of what you call great willpower and surrendered man who lived for Baba. He brought the baby to Baba's feet, I mean, put before Baba's picture. And both wife and husband, they prayed to Baba. They said, "This is yours, you give us. If you want to take her back, it is your will. We'll be happy even in that situation." So that was a prayer from which sprang from their hearts. And what happened is she survived. Not only survived, she, after she became a woman, she did not marry. She lived for Baba. She took care of Arangaon Center, Parel Center, which is in Mehrabad. So very recently, that is about 2 years back, she died without marrying. That is literally Baba's child. That is one thing. And another is about one Mr. Alamur Apparao, Dr. Alamur Apparao. So when they reached Mehrabad, they were, before they had Baba's darshan, they had to spend a night in Mehrabad before, next day's program, Baba's program starts next day. And they were there in the evening. And they spent the night in Mehrabad, tents. So this man, he had a dream. In the dream, he sees Baba is giving the darshan. He's standing in the queue. And as he approaches Baba, he was introduced to Baba saying that he's a doctor. Baba said, "Are you a doctor?" "Yeah." So he says, he stretches his hand and gives him, read my pulse and tell me whether I am running temperature. So Baba stretches his hand and this man reads Baba's and he says, "Baba, you are having fever." So that was the dream. So when we woke up from the dream, he was shedding tears. He was, had Baba's beautiful darshan and Baba's hand he felt, and he was very happy, extremely happy, having seen Baba in a dream. Before Baba, he actually saw Baba. So next day, what happens? So the queue is there. He was standing in the queue, and his turn came, and somebody introduces him to Baba, saying that he's a doctor. Baba now stretches his hand and gives him his hand and asks him to read his pulse and tell me whether I am having a fever. So now he loses control, he weeps bitterly, and he falls at Baba's feet. That was one of the beautiful things that had happened in 1958 Sahas. Now coming to another incident, as I told you, Murthy never missed any opportunity to have Baba's darshan. So every time in summer, Baba, whenever he gave Baba's darshan, he would go to Pune and take Baba's darshan and go back. And again, when he went back to his place, he would tell all about Meher Baba and Baba's life history, Baba's silence, Baba's love, everything. So people were attracted. So wherever he went, people gathered around him and they would listen to him in rapt, this admiration. So this time also, when he went back, he met people, so many people. He went to their houses, and he shared all that had happened in Guru Prasad, Pune. So he was, so in that course, he met one Mr. I don't remember his name. He was a merchant, and he was a very wealthy man, and he was a money lender also. So he went to him and told about Baba. When everything was told to him, he was very impressed. He said, Karanam Garu means village officer. "Will you take me to Baba? I want to see him." Because it was only a few days back, that is 3 or 4 days back, he had returned from Pune. Now he had to go back to Pune again for Baba's darshan. Money was also a problem, but notwithstanding all that, R.S. Murthy says, "Yes, I will accompany you, we'll go." But the difficulty was that This man was extremely, extraordinary, very, very fat person. And he had those elephant legs, what they call elephant legs. So it is very difficult for him to walk. Even in his room, it was very difficult for him to walk. So even in that condition also, this merchant was very eager to see Baba. So they took a train and went there. And as they reached the railway station, Baba sends a special messenger telling that those who have come from by this train, they have to walk all the distance from station to Dharamshala, from Dharamshala to Guru Prasad and have his darshan. That was Baba's order. So it was all right for many people because they were healthy, they could walk and all that. But this man, it took at least 15 minutes to walk 10 steps. So now imagine from railway station from Dharmashala to Guru Prasad in Pune, Ganesh has a good knowledge about that distance. So how long it would take? So they somehow hurriedly they finished their, Baba's time would be from 2 o'clock to 6 o'clock for the Indians. So that was the time. So by the time they started from Dharamshala, it was already 2 o'clock. And they cannot, break Baba's order. It was only to walk, go on, foot. This man was aghast. The merchant said, "See, now Murthy, you have accompanied all through the journey. Now what you do? You go alone. Don't bother about me. I will remain, or I will try to walk as much as possible. Let him." So Murthy says, "No, I cannot do that. Only with you only I will go. Even if he says Baba will be angry with you. Okay, let him be angry or whatever, upset, even if it's annoyed. I don't mind, but I cannot leave you." So they start walking. So by the time they reached Guru Prasad, the darshan was over. Everybody left, and Baba was still sitting in Guru Prasad main hall, waiting for this two men. And Kutumba Shastri, one of the KDRMs, he came running to the gate. You have to walk nearly a furlong distance from Guru Prasad hall to gates. So he came running and started scolding Murthy. "Are you having senses? Are you out of senses? Baba is waiting for you. How is that you are so late?" So he does not say anything. He keeps quiet and he walks slowly to the Guru Prasad hall, where Baba is waiting for him. When he saw Murthy entering with this merchant, Baba was in a very blissful mood. He opened his arms and he embraced. And then he makes a sign pointing to Murthy that he's like a what do you call them? In వీళ్ళని ఏమంటారా నేతగాళ్ళని ఏమంటారు? Weavers. Yes, weavers. What a weaver does, he collects, he keeps his all threads here and there, and he brings one thread from here and he brings another thread from it, and he makes a beautiful design out of that. So he points to Murthy and says that he will work for me like that. He will be my weaver. That is what he has told specifically about Murthy. Murthy was very happy. Of course, he never made any what you call he did not boast of anything. He would very lovingly he would narrate what has happened on that day. So that is one thing. So now I think Nizamabad comes. It is almost 10 minutes time. isn't it?
You have time. You have time. Don't worry.
Okay.
Even
Okay.
if it extends, it's perfectly fine.
So what has happened is that he was a village Karanam. I told you he was a village revenue officer. So people would come to him for various on various counts, land records and cess and all that. So a man, a LIC development officer, he would often visit him, and he forcibly made him an agent of LIC. LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India. It's an insurance company who will insure lives of people. So he says, you're an influential person, you can have some income and that. He was very unwilling, but all the same, this man would come every day, and from morning till evening he will sit and get some business, and most unwillingly he would help him. Then what has happened? He told that, see, Murthy, you are without a job. What you earn is very meager. So why don't you become an LIC development officer? So, all right, he's thinking, okay, if I apply, maybe I may get a job or not, because he was a non-matriculate, that he was not even qualified. Only his qualification was he made some insurance business. So that is the criteria. So he was not very hopeful, but all the same, he made an application. He sent an application, and there was an interview and all that. They selected him. And after initial training at Chennai, he was sent to Nizamabad. For the first time in his life, he heard Nizamabad's name. Till then, he did not know where Nizamabad is or what Nizamabad is and all that. So, but all the same, he came to Nizamabad. So, when he came to Nizamabad, he used to tell me, he was very jovial. Of course, he was jovial with everybody. He would say a land of Muslims. That is, it was in India, but it was land of Muslims. That is Nizamabad. Nizam means Muslims. Muslim ruler was there, so he would make a light this thing remark about Nizam, and he would say that I have come to a place where Telugu was not spoken at all. Only Hindi was spoken. I mean, people generally spoke Hindi. Even though they were Telugu people, they would not speak Telugu. So he came to a place like that, and he started his life. So what he did, the very first month, when he landed in Nizamabad, he arranged a Baba program. He arranged a Baba program, and he invited M.R. Appa Rao. He was Vice Chancellor of Andhra University and also a minister in Andhra Pradesh government at the time. He was excise minister. So he was also a Baba lover. So he invited him to Nizamabad for a public program. So we have a town hall in Nizamabad, and it's a place where we have public gatherings. So huge meeting was arranged. And because he was a minister, so many people came. So many people came, and he gave good publicity, and the program was very successful and all that. So when he left, M.R. Appa Rao left, so people from Nizamabad who had met him when Baba program was there, they went to him and they sought some benefit in the excise contract and all that. So he said, "Oh, Nizamabad people are very dangerous people." So he told Murthy that this is what has happened. So this is one thing, one hurdle. Second thing, what has happened is that he was the only Telugu-speaking man among so many development officers in the LIC. So they would all speak to him. They will say, "This man is Andhra man," and they would try to isolate him. Of course, he did not mind all that, but his business was very good because wherever he went, in fact, I have noticed several times I would accompany him early in the morning. I was very fond of him, and whenever there was an occasion, I would go with him. So in the market yard, we call it Ganj market yard, there will be a number of very big shops. So crorepati merchants would be there. So they would wear this dhoti, Indian style of, so such the wealthy people also, they wear dhoti. And when they saw him, they abruptly get up, and they would sometimes it will be loose, they will try to uh, I mean properly tight, and they would run after him, and they would say, Murthy Garu, please come into our shop. So he said, what I have to do? No, if you come and sit for a while, it will give us immense peace. So like that, he was a very attractive person, and his business was throbbing. So even in LIC also, he made good business without saying anything. He would always tell about Meher Baba, and the people will come and take policies. So that is how he did very excellently well in business. So this was an ISO to other development officers. They went to the branch manager and told, see, this Andhra man, he's canvassing about Meher Baba, not about LIC. Wherever he goes, he will tell about Meher Baba. This is what is happening. So they complained. So for a long time, the branch manager kept quiet because he was doing very good business. But now it reached a stage where even he had to, interfere. So he called Mr. Murthy and told him, Mr. Murthy, you are still in probation. That is 6 months probation period was there. You are still in probation. Do you know you get your salary from LIC of India? And it is said that you are working for Meher Baba. Is it true? So normally what we do, oh, I'm sorry, sir, I will not repeat that and all that, and we will fall at his feet and save me and all that. So this man says, yes, what all you heard is all perfectly true. You see your audacity, you say that it's all true. Yes, it is all true. Do you know what will happen if we speak like this? He says, what will happen? You will be removed from the services and you will have to go back to your place. Then he says, yes, I'm very, very happy if the LIC removes me for telling about Meher Baba's name. I would be very happy to go back with the feeling that my work in Baba's field in Nizamabad is over. And as a satisfied man, I will go back. Are you ready to lose your job? I am ready to lose my life. What is this job? I don't care for this job. Then this man was impressed. His name was Ruplekar. He was a Maharashtrian Brahmin. And you will not believe that after 6 months, the same Ruplekar, he came to Meher Baba's gatherings and he spoke as a chief guest. So that was his strong this thing. So now, oh, it is almost 44, 9:44. I just wanted to tell, but I'll take 10
No,
minutes.
you have time. You have time. Don't worry about time limit.
Okay. So, okay. All right. So I already told you how we all came to Baba's fold in Nizamabad. So we were all very young. My brother was about 30 years and I was about 22 years. And there were so many other friends. We are all now past 76. But now I remember those days. So we were all there. So we were very happy. We found God and Baba was very much there. And Baba was going to give darshan and all that. There was jubilation everywhere. So Baba's birthday was being celebrated in a grand manner, in a large scale. And so many people will come for Baba's darshan, Baba's prasad. And at 4:30, early in the morning, hundreds of people will come for Baba's birthday program. So there was one lady called Gangamma. She was she was not from a good background. They were not treated on well because it is said that they worked as call girls in their families and all that. So she was not she had no good background, but she was a very good lady. She was maybe around 45, 50 years old, but she was very pious. She loved Baba very deeply, And whenever there was Baba program, she would do all the cooking. She would wash all the utensils. She will clean in the entire area. And she would be there till the program was over, right from 3 o'clock in the morning till night, for about 8 o'clock, nearly about 8:30. So that was, it was in Baba's birthday program. And Baba's birthday program was very, very good. We all felt very happy. We all returned home. Me and my brother Narendra, we were back in the home. When the news comes that this lady, and when she returning back to her home, she met with an accident and she was hospitalized. She was in the hospital. So I was young, but my brother, he went to the hospital and he uh, met her. She was badly injured, and the doctor said that she is not going to survive. My brother told her, see, Gangama, you are very fortunate. You have worked for Baba, and just think of Baba. Nothing will happen to you, but you will be all right. So he spent some time, nearly about up to about 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock in the night, and he came back. Then next day, we heard that she succumbed to injuries and she died. So her son was a journalist. So he had a good following. One daily newspaper was there, Poddu. So that was run by him. And he was well known among citizens of Nizamabad. So many people came to see the dead person. And they lived in a very, what you call, downtown area. They where all rowdy people, they live, they drink and all that. So when her body was brought home, so many people gathered. And it is a custom here that when low class people, they drink. They arrange drinks for people who come to see the dead body. So they were all drunk, fully drunk. And they were shouting, oh, because of Meher Baba, this woman is now in such a plight. This family has lost, and all that. So there was such a hue and cry. And people said that, bring that man who is responsible for her death. And naturally, it was Murthy. So some people went to Murthy's house. It is about 3 miles from, this woman's house, 3 kilometers. So a man comes and tells Murthy that you have to come because people want you there. And somehow the news spread there. And some people advised, Mr. Murthy, don't go there. You will be you will not return safely. But he was a man, Baba's man. He would not budge an inch. He would say, when I have to represent Baba, I have to go. I don't care what happens to me. So refusing everybody's advice, he goes there. So when he reaches spot, so about 100 people, they yelled, who is this Murthy? Who is this Andhrawala? Who is this Meher Baba? And all that. And he walked calmly. He went to the dead body and he sat there quietly. So people said, you say that Meher Baba is God? And is your God going to give her life back? Come on, tell us. Where was the need for you to bring Meher Baba here? You were in Andhra. You were better there. Why the hell you have come here? Are you going to give her life? Will your Meher Baba give her life? So, see, it's a story we can now tell so many things. But a man in that tense situation, nobody can imagine what will be the state of his mind. But he was unmoved and he was just like a rock. So after some time, there was some little lull. Then he asked her, do you believe any God? They said, why not? There are so many gods in Hinduism. Which god? There are so many gods. Why do you think of Meher Baba? No, you tell me your God. No, we have Ram, we have Krishna, we have Shankara, we have Venkatesha, and all that and that. So, do you really believe his counter questioning? Do you really believe in your gods? Yes. In which God? In Ram. All right. Do you believe his story? Yes. So he said, now I will make you recollect what has happened in Ramayana. Do you know all that about Rama? Yes, we know. Do you remember the story of Jatayu? Many people, they did not know about Jatayu. Oh, he tells the story that Jatayu, the bird king, he fought with Ravana for saving the Sita Devi. So what happened to him? His wings were cut off. He was cruelly injured. I mean, not caring that is a bird by Ravana mercilessly. And he was about to die, but he kept waiting for Rama. And finally Rama comes. And when Rama comes, he took the bird into his lap and soothed it. And he said to the bird, look, I can give back your life. Do you want? So Jatayu says, I would definitely want it. But can you promise me that when at last I die, are you going to come to me and take me like this? So the Jatayu says, then Rama says, he keeps quiet. So Jatayu says, this is the time. I will be happy to die in your lap. I don't want life back. I don't want this world. I'm happy that I saw you. So this is what has happened to your Gangama. Gangama served the Lord. And 4 days ago, she told me, now he reveals the truth. She told me that she saw Baba in a dream. Baba was very beautiful. He came in a golden chariot and he came to her and says, come on, get into the chariot. And he drove her away. So your Gangama, this lady is so fortunate. See, this story was being told to all drunkards, hundreds of drunkards. So there was everybody was just quiet. They listened to the story very carefully, very attentively, with all their hearts. And some of them, they were shedding tears. And then when the story was finished, they said, Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai. And she was taken in a procession to the burial ground, and Baba's prayers were recited, and she gave a befitting funeral. That any Baba would like to have. So this is one, in a tense situation, a single man who stood like a rock, who had immense faith. He had conviction. He knew that Baba was God himself. It was his experience, not hearsay. We all feel that Baba is God, but we don't have any conviction or a first-hand knowledge of that. But in Rajahmundry, he saw Baba in his all his glory. He used to tell me that Baba looked, that is Surya Koti Samaprabha, Surya Koti Prabha Sava. That is, even millions suns would be just insufficient to match the glory. Glorious light that was emanating from Baba. And Baba's beautiful person, his eyes, everything. So he was totally, he gave his life for Baba. Now, I will like to share another story. I don't know whether I have told you about Jubilee Hills last time. Ganesh, can you help me? Jubilee
No,
Hills.
not about Jubilee Hills. I don't think so.
Okay. I think I don't know whether we'll be able to meet again or not. But I would.
No.
There are so many other stories also. But Jubilee Hills story I will take some time. So now from 1960s, 1963, it is 1986 or 84, whatever time, I can't remember now. So many years have passed. So there were so many centers around Nizamabad. There is already a beautiful center in Nizamabad. There was Kankal Center was there, Kamareddy Center was there, and so many other centers. Varni Center, then Gargul Center. So there were so many centers. But as you know, he's a relentless man. He was never happy with what he has. I mean, what has happened with him. He wanted that. See, we have a capital in Hyderabad, and all people from all over Andhra, they come to Hyderabad for various works. But there is not a center for Meher Baba. There was a center, of course, in Koti. There was a center. Baba's programs would go there, and Baba's birthday and all programs were very beautifully celebrated there at Koti. But that was a private house. So he says that we should have a center at Hyderabad. It should be a public one, not a private one. So we said, sir, you are already in your late 70s. Why do you bother yourself, Baba? There are Baba people there in Hyderabad. Don't bother about that. Now you don't necessarily. He tells us, no, you don't understand that. This is not the way. I know that it will come up there. He would say that. So he was a very strong-willed person, not caring anybody. He went to Hyderabad and he met some friends there. One, Mr. M.B.G. Shastri, just now I told you, M.B.G. Shastri was there. Perhaps Swami Satyaprakash Udasin. I don't know. Swami Satyaprakash was not there, I think. But M.B.G. Shastri was there. S.D. Lalit was there. And so many others were there. Who were in Hyderabad at that time. So he approached each and everybody. They said, man, you come from Nizamabad. Why don't you think of Nizamabad? Why do you bother about Hyderabad? Hyderabad Baba people are there. They will take care of everything. So he said, no, we must have a public place and all that. They laughed at him and they said, no, we don't see any reason why you come here and all that. Despite all that, he went to Koti Center. And N.S. Prakasha was he was the founder. So he went to him and he asked him whether you would give it for Baba people as a public place. No, he bluntly refuses. No, this is our property. This is meant for Baba's programs also, only for Baba programs, but this will remain ours. We cannot give the management to outsiders. So he said, I'll pay money for that. No, whatever, whether you give money or not, we are not going to give you any access to this. So now he says, all right, let me search for a open place where Baba's center would be built. So some people laugh at him. One of them, they question, are you having 4 lakhs rupees with you? No, he's a man without any money. He was already retired. Whatever small amount of money was there, it was in fixed deposit. That was his savings to take care of his retired life. So no, he says, don't think of money. Money will come. But show me a place. So some people, they laughed at him. Some ridiculed him. But there were some people who said, okay, this man has something in him. So they wanted to help him. They were also his friends. So Kalyan Rao Joshi, he was originally from Nizamabad. S.D. Lalit was there. And then B. Ramakrishna, who is the now Andhra Center president. Andhra president, he's presently in America. So he was there and some people were there. they were also, I mean, they were a little friendly, and they said, we will help you. But they started searching for open place, plot, and it took nearly 2-3 months. So what will normally happen? He would leave Nizamabad on Monday, and Sunday he will return. He will be here for Sunday gathering, and again next Monday he will go back to Hyderabad. So he was frequently traveling between Hyderabad and Nizamabad. He was already an elderly person. So all this was noticed by one Mr. Kashi Reddy. He's still there. He was a lecturer in Nizamabad. He was living here at that time. He tells him, sir, why do you search for a plot? I have my own plot, I will give. So where is it? It is in Jubilee Hills. In 1980s, Jubilee Hills was, it is a totally forest. Only very, very, I mean, exceptionally wealthy people lived. They built huge bungalows and they lived there. It was impossible for a common man to go there. Even, I mean, going also was also a difficult proposition. People who owned cars, only those people, they were there, and very rich people. So he said that I have a plot in Jubilee Hills. It was all forest area. So he said, all right, let me see. So they come to the present place, I mean, where now this center is situated. It is on the hillock. So down the hillock, opposite to hillock, there is a plot belonging to this man, and it was in a housing cooperative society. So he says that I have to transfer this rights to you. So they go to the office, their office, and there the man who was responsible for all this area, he was Kavuri Kutumbarao. He was a Kamma. He was a communist, and he never believed in any God and all that. So both these people, they go to his office, and Kashi Reddy puts forth his proposal to the chairman. He's a communist, he does not believe God. And he says, are you in senses? You are being fooled by a person. He's going to dupe you. In the name of Baba, they will make you penniless. Don't give this land, and I will not permit transferring this land to Meher Baba. I don't believe in Babas and all that. But Kashi Reddy persists, no, we have to give that to Baba. Please help me and all that. So far off, this man, he went on refusing, and this man he went on insisting for the transfer. Finally, Kutumbarao says, look, Kashi Reddy, as a friend, I advise you not to give this land to Baba, and you will be duped. So Murthy was silent all the while. He was just keeping quiet, and now he suddenly stands up and folds his hands and says, sir, you say that you are a friend. As a friend, you give an advice not to transfer the land to Meher Baba. And I also came all the way from Nizamabad, 200 miles, to tell him that I am your friend. And as a friend, I advise you to give this land to Meher Baba. So we are both friends, but we speak different languages, opposite languages. So one of us is a thief. This is the word. So you say you are Snehit, a friend, and you say that you don't transfer. So either you are a liar or I am a liar. That should be made clear today. It was shocking to see, because he was already standing. As you know, here, whenever he spoke of Meher Baba, he would be a different person. Murthy would be, his face will grow like this, bright, big eyes, and many times I used to feel that it is not the Murthy I see every day. He would appear as Meher Baba sometimes. So this is, so many people have felt that, because he said that Baba lived in me. So looking at that extraordinary bright face and all that, this man was aghast. And he started telling, you say you are a friend. I say I am a friend. So there are two types of friends. So one will stay with you right from the morning till the evening. He will be with you. And when the evening approaches, he says, come on, we have spent so much time. Now let us have some relaxation. So let us go to some bar and have some beautiful wine. And thereafter there is other world also. We can go there also. This is one friend, because he's your friend all through the day. He was with you. So when you are about to leave, another man comes. He is also your friend. He says, don't follow that fellow. You will be ruined. You will be ruined. So who is your friend? The one who speaks what you like, or the one who cares so much for your welfare, ultimate welfare? He wants to put you on the right track. Who is your friend? So that is the friend. So I came as a friend, as to guide him. I tell you that if Kashi Reddy gives his land, seven what you call ancestors, seven your ancestors, 7 తరాలు అంటారు చూడండి, 7 your people, and coming 7
Generations.
generations. Yes, generations, they will be benefited. God will take care of them. You give. You tell that you are a communist. What communism you taught? You forcibly made people lose their properties. I know what I have done in Challapalli, that is a place in Krishna district. How you forcibly took away his property. How you distributed that property amongst people. While distributing, you made good, you amassed wealth. That is your communism. But Baba is the real communist. He gives whatever he has. He does not snatch others' properties. He gives his own property. He gives his life. He gives his love. He washed the latrines of 400 children. He bathed them. They were untouchables. So, and all that he did in silence. And what is that he gave? He gave them the love of God. So that is real communism. So Meher Baba is real communist. So when he narrated what all Baba did in his silence, this Kaveri Kutumbarao, a hardcore communist, he started weeping. He started shedding tears. And he says, Mr. Murthy, now I am 70 years. He says, now I am 70 years. All my life I have not seen a man like you. You are really a real friend. Now don't bother about that small piece of land. 400 yards. I'll give you 1 acre on the hillock. If you go, Ganesh, you must have seen Jubilee Hills. Ganesh, did you see?
Yes, I've seen that place.
So,
yes.
so you will know what is the enormous structure there, the area and all that. He says that the area I'll give. Now start constructing Baba Center there right from tomorrow. And he gives a check for 5,000 rupees. In 1980s, that is what has happened. Alaba came from Mehrabad. He laid the foundation stone. And in his late 70s, Murthy toured all over Andhra Pradesh and for collecting money for Baba's center. And such a beautiful center has come up in Hyderabad because of his single person's effort. So many of these, some people I see, some foreigners are also there. They must also have visited that place. But that is all because of one man, R.S.N. Murthy's hard work, relentless. See, one story I'll tell you. What has happened during the construction of this center. So every Saturday, he would distribute money. So sometimes what would happen, he's not there. So his associates were there. So they would complain to him, Murthy, whenever you are there, there is money. Whenever you leave, there is no money. We have to pay to the workers. We don't find any money. We have to, we face it, we face very hard times. So he says, what do you say? You don't have conviction? Who is Meher Baba? Meher Baba is Lord Vishnu. And where is Lakshmi, the goddess of riches? She is at his feet. She's pressing Lord Vishnu's feet. And whenever there is Lord Vishnu's work, she has to shed money. There is no way. Come on, I'll show you. So they were walking on in a street in Siddhambar Bazar. Very center of all business activity. Wholesale activity. You don't find any small trader there. So they were walking on a particular road, so which was covered by all these merchants and all that. So he is speaking and he says, come on, I'll give you money. So he turns to his left and he finds a big gate and there is a small gate inside that and he opens that, come on, follow me. So these people, they were taken aback because this it's a totally strange area. Murthy never knew what it is all about. But he goes inside and there is inside you have to walk say 100 feet to go to the actual residence. So there a Marwadi is sitting. Marwadi, a trader with lot of money. So they never part with their money. So such man was there and he sees that some people are coming. So he jumps from his seat and runs to them, runs to Mr. Murthy. He says, Aiye sahab, aiye, please come sir, please come sir. He takes them into his office and he makes them comfortable. And now he says, what service can I do for you? So Murthy says, you need not serve us. Do you think of serving your own self? So he was, it was a strange proposition, you have to serve yourself. So, but all the same, he says, no, please tell me what I can do for you. So now he is not well versed with Hindi, but all the same, he somehow conveys to him that we are going to have a center in Hyderabad for Meher Baba, who is the ancient one, who is the same Rama, who is the same Krishna. And he tells about Meher Baba. And that man was fully convinced. And he is a stranger, totally stranger. Nobody knew. Even these people's name also he does not know. And these people, they also don't know who he is. But he says, sir, okay, but what I have to do? He says, it is you. You said that you want to serve yourself. Now, sir, if the Lord is there, you are there. Whatever your heart prompts, you do that. So he gives a check of 1,000 rupees to unknown people. That is something like 1 lakh rupees today. This is unbelievable. So such stories there are plenty of stories. I think it is already very late.
Thank you. So beautiful. Thank you very much. This was like really a beautiful evening with so many wonderful stories of both the Murthis. So anybody have anything to say, any comments, or else we can like say 3 times of Darme Baba Ki Jai. Anybody, anything?
Wonderful, wonderful stories. I hope he comes back with more.
Oh, if Baba permits, I will be happy to be with you again.
Yes,
Because
yes, we should have you.
There are really so many beautiful stories, unbelievable. You cannot even
Fathom them. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, and thank you so much, Uncle, for sharing. Like, it's really wonderful. Like,
yes,
like these, like.
I'm very, very grateful to you, Ganesh, because
Not me, Baba. That's I'm the one.
No, you.
Yes.
You just prompted me to speak, and in my broken English and in my inept way I started all that.
No, no,
But
I knew okay, you had this treasure and really your people would really enjoy all the Baba lovers here. So thanks to you.
Singularly fortunate to be a witness to all this beautiful drama that has happened before me, and I will die.
Today
with
I
this.
learned that Adi Kaka, Adi K Irani passed away in your arms. So
Oh yeah,
that
true. That was true. That was true.
yeah, wow.
Well,
So thank you so much. So we'll have you again. Thank you so much. We'll say 3
Adi
times
knew me-
Avtar Mehr Baba Ki Jai. Everybody can unmute themselves.
Excuse me. Adi knew me personally. He
Oh.
came to Nizamabad 3-4 times. So I had to attend to his needs, and he was very happy with me. So and it
How
is
fortunate.
so destined that he died in my hands.
How fortunate.
Baba's Mandali.
Thank you
Okay.
so
Jai
much.
Baba, thank you all. Thank you all.
Mr. Janardhan. Thank you. It was really beautiful. I'm sorry I wasn't on video, but I was listening while cleaning house, and it was just, these stories are just priceless for us now and for posterity in the English
Yeah,
language.
true.
I always felt like we missed so much with the gatherings in India with Mernath. I didn't understand a word, but now you're bringing these stories to life to us. So thank you.
Wonderful.
And I guess many of them are undocumented. So some of the stories are not documented even.
Yeah.
So
Ganesh, this I have already written a book. I mean, this it is soon we'll be publishing it.
available.
Oh, wonderful.
Publishing. Wow,
That's
wonderful.
great.
So
Thank
many
you.
centers in India. Such. I didn't know. It's wonderful to hear how all these centers are coming. Wow.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Baba lit the fire everywhere in India. Definitely.
See, fire is everywhere. Fire is,
Yeah.
see, even though in numbers you may be very less, but you are very sincere people. West people are very sincere. There is least hypocrisy in their hearts.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, honestly. Indians are hypocritical. But Westerners
Oh,
are not
that's
hypocritical.
Mr. Rao. That's only because you are closer to them.
No. I'm not. I don't deserve that, and just don't agree with you. I'm telling you, this is my observation.
Wow.
We are, yes, we are hypocritical, but not Westerns. Westerns are very good people. Of course, if they don't like, they are blunt. They will refuse anything, but they are not hypocrites. That is one thing I can tell you. It comes from my heart. I know so many Westerners. Robert Dreyfus was there. Steve Klein. I don't know whether you know him. Steve Klein. He lives
Of
in
course.
America.
Yes.
We worked together as volunteers in those early days. so those are the right. Thank you very much.
So we'll have you again for more stories. So I think we are still not full with these stories. We want to listen more. And I guess everybody will agree with the same.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. We are only tapping the iceberg.
Yes.
Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Avtar
Okay.
Meher
Three
Baba.
times Avtar Mehr Baba.
Thank you very much.
Avtar
Channu Kaka, Jai Meher Baba.
ki
Jai
jai.
Baba. Meher Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Baba.
Avtar Meher
Meher
Baba ki jai.
Ki Jai.
Avtar Meher Baba ki
Baba
jai.
Ki Jai.